Hello and welcome to From ESG Lens, the show where we explore how every decision and occurrence carries an impact on the environment, social and governance. Together, we'll uncover these impacts and talk about how to address them. I want to start very slowly, and briefly on part one, to help listeners to understand why and how are ESG commitments relevant to businesses and their supply chain. This is fundamental because if businesses don't even understand why they want to pursue ESG commitments, why should they care, then all the rest don't matter anymore. So that's why we have to start with a very fundamental question. Why should businesses care about ESG commitments? Okay, ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance. Put it simply, it's about how a company treats the planet, how it treats people, and how it is managed. These three things. Okay, ESG sums up ESG. So business, as we know, they don't operate in isolation. Business, they affect directors, they affect shareholders, they affect employees, they affect customers, suppliers, agents, and even the wider community. They have so many stakeholders. These are the stakeholders. Because of this, they account to so many stakeholders. Businesses have a responsibility to run their business in a way that is fair, safe, and sustainable. Sustainable so that they can survive in the long term. You're not talking about companies just existing just for the sake of 1 month or 2 months, right? So if a company ignores ESG, well, short term, they may make some profits, but long term, they may face problems, reputational damage, loss of customers' trust, or even legal suit, for breach of regulatory requirements. These are all consequences for ignoring ESG. And we have seen this happen to companies, especially those outside Malaysia. It's just that Malaysia haven't caught up with this trends yet. So once the companies understand why it is important to care for the environment, social and governance, this ESG that we are talking about give a framework for the customers and for the businesses, to avoid those risks, the long-term risks that we are discussing earlier. You think of it, ESG is a set of principles that guide decisions, whether it's reducing pollution, whether it's protecting workers' rights, or ensuring transparent governance. So when companies embed ESG into their own operations and into their supply chains, they are protecting not just themselves, but are building trust with stakeholders and ensure that their business can thrive for the long term. Sustainability is about long term. So this all briefly, but fundamental principles that explain why business should care about ESG and why we listeners also should care about ESG. I won't go long. For this episode is just this fundamental principle to help listeners understand. I do welcome questions. If any questions come in, please feel free to ask. And that's all for today. That's all for now. And for our next sessions, I will explain more about ESG, what it means in everyday terms for the public, in a very layman terms. Right? Thank you so much. Thanks for listening. Bye.